Support for WYES is made possible by Mary Lou Kristovich in memory of her husband, William Kristovich.
Good evening, I'm Peggy Scott Laborde and welcome to Steppin Out, spotlighting the New Orleans area's arts and entertainment scene. Seated at our table tonight, Poppy Tooker, host of the radio program Louisiana Eats, airing twice weekly on WWNO Radio.
Hi, Peg.
Hi there. Making his Steppin Out debut, Patrick Singley, owner and proprietor of Gautreau's restaurant on Sognat, that beautiful restaurant, that gem. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. And Steppin Out theater critic Alan Smason, who is also the editor of the Crescent City Jewish News. But first up, as usual, Miss Poppy.
Well, remember that hurricane we didn't really have?
Yeah.
And that's how the Beignet Fest got canceled.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not tomorrow. It is Saturday, December 2nd, that it is going to take place at the City Park Festival Grounds from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. And if you love beignets, or if you just love fried food, this really sounds like a really great time.
Who doesn't?
Well, wait till you hear the things served. The Ruby Slipper will be there with a cochon beignet, a Bananas Foster beignet, and a Tasso cream beignet. Then Legacy Kitchen is serving a crawfish beignet. Loretta's Pralines. You don't think of them for beignets, but they're going to be there with a praline beignet, chocolate praline, and a crab meat beignet. Then the Howlin' Wolf, I don't usually think of them about food at all, but bacon and cheddar beignet with a chipotle crema. Yum! Luca Eats will be serving an Oreo beignet. Old School Eats will have blackberry compote and whipped goat cheese beignets and candied bacon with apple bourbon sauce. And there's really going to be a little something for everyone. There's vegan and gluten-free beignets, and there's also a beignet snowball. I really would like to know how they do that, but I guess we have to wait till next Saturday to find out. Now, before you head out for the beignets at City Park Fairgrounds, I would go to St. James Cheese at their new location in the Warehouse District at 641 Chapatula Street. At 11:30 on Saturday, December 2nd, they're having an Emmentaler Party. Now, anybody who loves Swiss cheese knows that Emmentaler is sort of like the creme de la creme when we're talking about cheeses from Switzerland. And they went over there, and it's going to be such a great party because the spectacle of the cheesemongers cutting open a 200-ish pound wheel of Gourmino Emmentaler that Richard and Danielle Sutton selected in Langnau, Switzerland. And then it took a long trip. They sent, it even came over on a boat. First it was in Paris. This thing has gotten around. But it was made by a single alpine farmer in the Emmental region of Switzerland and aged in the Gourmino caves in Langnau. And so, I mean, this is really rare to see because it's huge. This is a massive wheel of cheese. They're going to have specials on the menu. They're going to be giving out samples. They'll have fondue samples, and you can buy fondue kits with the pre-grated cheese.
Again,
And then, of course, there's a guess the weight of the cheese wheel contest with prizes. And it is Christmas time is coming. You know, yesterday was Thanksgiving, so you know what it's time for. It's time for Christmas. And Christmas, you know, at the hotels downtown, it's always so lovely. But Christmas at the Ritz-Carlton, there's so much going on. It's always so beautiful. You can build your own gingerbread house. $140 for a table of 4, everything you need, and all sorts of yummy snacks at noon or 3 o'clock. Papa Noel tea, that's $55 a person. They're doing that at 11 or 2:30, and Papa Noel will be waiting for you in the Davenport Lounge. Now, these things are going to go on Fridays and Saturdays in December, and then by December 16th, it's every day through December the 23rd. So Papa Noel tea, build your own gingerbread house, and then breakfast with Papa Noel at 9 o'clock on December 22nd. That's $52 a person. all December long, they've got great holiday cocktails in the Davenport Lounge, pomegranate joy. Me, I'd kind of like a yam old-fashioned with the marshmallow, on top.
Whoa.
Doesn't that sound good?
Ooh,
And then, of
that
course,
sounds really
Réveillon dinner. I did their Réveillon last year. It was so fabulous. They're serving roasted pumpkin soup with Christian Dewey chips, braised in port short ribs with a potato puree and Vietnamese pickled slaw, then crispy duck confit with cherry gastrique. For dessert, you have a choice of bûche de Noël or chocolate soufflé with a cognac sauce. And that 4-course dinner is served throughout December. It's $80 for adults, but you can bring your petite gourmands for $40. That's 12 and under. And on Christmas Day, from noon until 8, they're going to do an enhanced 4-course menu that is going to include a seafood buffet, a dessert station, unlimited champagne, live entertainment, $90 for adults. Those little petite gourmands are $45, and it's just great to go downtown and run through all of those hotel lobbies and pause for a yam old-fashioned. I'll see you
I'm
there.
going to be thinking about that one, I have to tell you. I just love, where else on local television will you hear the term cheesemongers?
No place.
Thank you, Miss Poppy.
Thanks, Peg.
And we're thrilled that Patrick is here, of course, the proprietor of the beautiful Gautreau's restaurant. And Gautreau's has been very kind to partner with WYS for a special meal. But before we talk about that, let's just talk about the restaurant itself. How long have you been involved with it?
As my grandfather would say, too long. 24 years since 1993.
Really?
I bought in as a partner, and then eventually I bought my partners out and have been the sole proprietor for that many years.
Now, would you call it a bistro? We're trying to.
Yeah, I think everybody wants to call it fine dining, a fine dining restaurant. But with a fine dining restaurant, you have a captain and a back server and a third person behind them and a sommelier. With us, it's one waiter who makes your drinks, brings your drinks to you, serves your food, clears your dinner. It's more of a bistro style of service, but it's a pretty restaurant.
Well, you have, as I said, partnered with us to do a special meal coming up.
Yep.
And I understand it's a very popular special meal, so there's actually a waiting list. But tell us about the menu in December.
The menu this year is going to be, we're going to have lobster bisque. First, we're going to have a few past hors d'oeuvres. We want people to mingle and visit, not just sit down right away and wait for their dinner to be served, but we would like to loosen things up. So a lot of people know each other because we've done this for, I don't know how many years, 15 maybe?
Yeah, quite a few.
A couple we've skipped, but it's a great fun event and everybody gets together. So we're gonna have a little champagne and some past hors d'oeuvres, and then we begin with lobster bisque, and it's a true lobster bisque. My chef currently is Baruch Rabassa, and he was a fellow in the Escoffier room at the CIA in New York, which is classical French. So there are no shortcuts on the bisque. They use cream, not rise to thicken it. You know? They flame the lobster shells with cognac, and then we have a sautéed scallop with foie gras and truffle appetizer as well. And it's a sea scallop with a little small slab of sautéed foie gras on top and with truffles. And again, it's a classically French-inspired appetizer.
That sounds so good.
And we're serving different wines, and I'm going to have a guy on hand. His name is Greg Knaps, and he is one of the most knowledgeable wine guys around, and he's going to talk about every wine, not ad nauseum, but you know, just a little blurb about each one. So if you're interested, you'll know what you're drinking and what you're eating at the same time. And then we have a roasted loin of lamb, and it's grade A Colorado lamb that they sear, and we serve that with fresh vegetables, zucchini, confit. It's almost like a Provençal, but not as vinegary. And we have some black olives that we chop up and make it a black olive jus with that. So there's a lot of flavor, a lot of impact, and that comes with a yummy wine too from the Rhone Valley. And for dessert, it's a warm chocolate bouchon, which is kind of like a flourless chocolate cake, but it's what they did in the old days before it became what it is today. It's like a little individual cake that's baked, but it's molten inside and served with some burnt sugar ice cream.
Now, we should point out, as we said, December, it's very delicious, December the 5th, and people can call or go to wys.org if you want to get on the list. But also, we should point out that some of these dishes do pop up from time to time on your menu.
Yeah, well,
so in case you miss it, it's always a good time to go.
We practice a little beforehand, so for a special last week we had lobster bisque, and we ran a lamb special, and so he's getting everything just right. But then afterwards, of course, we'll continue to sell it.
And it's such a beautiful place. I really feel like you go there, and it's like you're on a trip. You're in Paris or New York or whatever. You've made it very comfortable.
Thank you. It's a beautiful, and we have flowers on all the tables. In the wintertime, it's a more cozy restaurant. It's good and bad.
And white fine dining, white tablecloths and all that.
People wear more clothes in the winter, so the restaurant becomes smaller.
You know, and it's fine to be casual, of course, but I like a white tablecloth.
Yeah.
You know, fine dining with the napkin, and certainly that is your
New
place.
Orleanians still wear coats and ties to dinner.
We like that.
Yeah.
We like that. Well, thank you, Patrick. Once again,
My
it's great
pleasure.
to have you with us tonight. And New Orleans Magazine's quiz queen, Julia Street, has a question for us. Last time, Dolly Neville named who was the King of France during New Orleans' creation and who was regent. That was Louis XV and Philippe, the Duke of Orleans. Now, tonight's question. This Metairie mansion of this restaurateur, who was once very famous for its elaborate Christmas decorations, who was that famous restaurateur, and which street was the mansion located on? Email your questions to steppinout@wys.org. Our prizes: a copy of the book Fantastic Saints, highlighting some of the Fantastic Saints fans, of course, by Ron Calamia. It's all about the Saints super fans, which is quite the phenomenon. We have a t-shirt with the message Talkin' Turkey from our friends at wearablevegetables.com, and a $50 gift certificate from our dear buds at Kitchen Witch Cookbooks on Bayou Road. By the way, you can go to wys.org for our online calendar to see our lineup of events, including the 20th anniversary of the Words and Music, a literary feast in New Orleans, this event from December the 6th through the 10th, and you can link to the WYS YouTube channel also to view our program. And so now, though, it is time for our Artist Spotlight. Tonight we are featuring a painting by artist Billy Solitario. His current exhibit, Slivers of Land, will be at Lemieux Galleries on Julia Street until December the 30th. Wow. Wow. There'll be an opening reception for the exhibit. That's this Saturday coming up. And we're also, look at that, Billy is very prolific. He does such beautiful work. We're also profiling today the legendary, of course, late Art Deco artist Erte. This is Fedora Fur. Born in Russia in 1892 and then moving to Paris, Erte created gorgeous designer fashions that were worn by such movie stars as Joan Crawford, Lillian Gish, and Norma Shearer. And we also have, this is Asian Princess, and there will be a holiday party and an exhibit opening featuring Erte's designs at the Martin Lawrence Gallery on Royal Street on December 4th. His work will be on view at the gallery until December the 31st. And now some music. The brothers Julio and Cesar Herrera, born in Guatemala, but have long been a part of the New Orleans music scene. They will be performing at the upcoming Azucar Ball fundraiser that's coming up very soon, and they also perform weekly, but more info on that in just a moment. Here they are with Julio's composition, Angeline. By the way, they're dedicating tonight's performance to their granddaughters, Angelina, Elizabeth, and Annabella Sigio. And now, Julio and Cesar. thrilled to have them on tonight. Julio Y Cesar will be performing at the Azucar Ball, and this is a major fundraiser for the New Orleans Hispanic Heritage Foundation. That's on Saturday, December 2nd at the Hyatt Regency. Funds raised go to scholarships for Hispanic high school students and college students. Go to nohhf.org for details. They also perform every Wednesday night at El Paso Restaurant on Veterans Boulevard from 7 to 10, and on Thursdays at 7 p.m. at Coretta's Grill in Slidell. Visit their website for more information. And they do have a CD available. And now, Alan.
All right, so my feet are killing me from the Ten Commandments hike today, and the turkey smells are still lingering in the households across the country. It's only a matter of time before we start to hear the music of the holidays. Can you hear it? Even now, we can hear Bing Crosby starting to warble. I do suggest that if you're in the mood, though, for some holiday treats, to move on over to the BB Stage Door Canteen, because starting up this coming week is going to be the fantastic Home for the Holidays. Now, this is the very first time that you're going to see this original production penned by Victoria Reed, the entertainment director at the World War II Museum. Of course, the BB Stage Door Canteen has had several different previous iterations, but this is a brand new original work. So I want to, caution everybody that if you think that you've already seen the holiday show before, you have not, because this will be the first time. And again, Home for the Holidays is going to star several of the Victory Bells. Now, Victory Bells, of course, are sort of an anonymous group, if you will, people that we don't know. We just call them the Victory Bells, but they really are some of our most talented female performers. Jessica Mixon, for instance, is in that mix. She starred, of course, in Pippin not too long ago as the leading player. She was also in Sister Act in the title role there, of, if you will, at JPS. She's been a great performer. Also joining her, Emily Guyan, who is a longtime Victory Bell and has been in many of the Victory Bell shows that we've seen. Then, of course, Shelby Mack, the one I described not as a triple threat, but as a quadruple threat, because she's not only a scenic artist, but she also, of course, sings, dances, and acts like an incredible phenomenon. And again, she's with this group. She starred, of course, in Sweet Charity not too long ago at Rivertown. And then Mandy Ridgedale, who, again, is another veteran of the Victory Bells. So all of these lovely ladies have these gorgeous voices. They're going to be bedecked in some great costumes. And again, it's going to probably make the holidays just a really warm, kind of fuzzy place for you in your hearts. I really suggest you get out there. It's going to run only, though, from November the 29th until December the 27th. So it's really only on the boards for about a month. $30 to $65, depending on whether or not you're just going to get the tickets or you're going to enjoy a little bit of a meal there. They do have a very nice offering that's paired with it, so you can check that out online. That's, again, nationalworldwar2museum.org. Now, there's also, you might call this a follow-up, because a couple of years back we had the Pride and Prejudice show that Southern Rep did, and it was so successful they wanted to remount a different kind of show, but more or less incorporate the same characters. So from Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen, we have Miss Bennet, Christmas at Pemberly. You can hear that roll off the tongue. Again, this is going to involve a lot of people that you've seen around town. I believe I caught Ian Hawke is in it. I believe I saw several other people who are known, including Shelley Johnson. She's in it. A lot of people I haven't seen in some time, and those I have seen. So it's going to be an opportunity for you to go out there. Again, it's going to be at Marquette Theater at Loyola University, and there's nothing like being at Loyola University during the holidays, because they really dress up the university for the holidays very well, being a Jesuit organization and institution. And so, again, the Marquette Theater, Southern Rep, this is going to be, again, one of the last times that we're going to see a performance here, because, as you know, Southern Rep's new performance hall, which was the former church, what is it, St. Rose de Lima, they're going to be moving into that next year, so off of Bayou Road.
That's exciting.
So this is one of the last times, definitely in 2017, to see a production of Southern Reps there at that location.
Oh, wow.
But, that's another one. Now, for those of you who know about his shtick, there's another happening coming up at the very beginning of December, and I want to alert you all to. That's Randy Rainbow. I don't know if you know Randy Rainbow, but Randy Rainbow is quite hilarious. He's, I guess we should call it a combination gay activist, comedian, political commentator, and satirist. Anybody who knows his act knows how funny he is. He takes well-known songs and, of course, throws a little satire and humor into them. If you are perhaps a member of the alt-right, you probably will be offended by his act. but most of us will have an opportunity to laugh along with Randy as he pokes fun at a lot of people. And again, I've never known him to be in New Orleans before, so this will be, for me, a first time to hopefully go see him on December 1st and the 2nd at Cafe Istanbul, again in the Bywater area. Again, if you get a chance on St. Claude
right there
Avenue.
in St. Claude.
Yeah, it's
by St. Roch, across from St. Roch Market.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I call that Bywater, but some people may call it Faubourg still. It's right on that border. I guess past Press Street would be considered the Bywater.
It's still Faubourg.
So it's a couple of blocks away, though, So we'll call it the Faubourg.
Okay.
And also, I want to alert everybody else again. They did it last year for the first time. It's Steel Poinsettias. This is the Ricky Graham, Varley Jean Merman show. Now they're already finishing up the run of Hello Darlin', but now they're going to be having, of course, Michael Sullivan is involved with this, Brian Johnson, Ricky Graham, of course, up to his usual shenanigans. But if you want to have a good time poking fun at the holidays, this is it. Poinsettias is going to run December 8th through December the 17th. It's $30 and at the Rivertown Theater for the Performing Arts.
I'd say get your tickets fast because
they always run out. Always run out.
Okay, Alan, thank you. And now time for our picks. Poppy.
Well, if you didn't go to the racetrack yesterday, the racetrack is open.
Yay.
It's so much fun, and that's my pick. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Go see the horses.
Amen.
Have something good to eat at the clubhouse.
The corn, of course,
corned
the
beef
corned
and
beef.
cabbage.
Yeah, they have poor boys too. So, Patrick, some of your favorite dishes on your menu.
My favorite dish right now is this shrimp dish that we have with giant shrimp that God brings us from Venice. And we saute those, put a little white wine in the pan, a dash of cream and Parmesan, and pour it around the shrimp with some fresh gnocchi that we hand roll in the afternoon. And the gnocchi are sauteed so they have a little crust on the outside.
The name of your chef?
Baruch Rabassa.
And we neglected to mention, of course, and I'm so glad you mentioned it off camera, Alan, that Gautreau's used to be a drugstore,
a pharmacy.
Yeah.
For 70 years it was a pharmacy, and then it turned into a restaurant.
Okay.
It was turned into a restaurant.
And I was mentioning, I love that tin roof that they have on there. Yeah. Well, we were talking about shows, for the adults, but we can't miss out talking about the shows for the younger set. After all, the holidays is all about the youngsters. Judy B in Jingle Bells, Batman Smells, and I think the continuation of that title is Robin Laid an Egg, is going to be starting December the 1st through December the 10th at Rivertown Theaters of Performing Arts in Kenner. And again, the Judy B group is very, very hard to get tickets to because all the parents bring the kids and all the kids bring their friends, etc. It's a great fun show.
Okay, and a few of my picks. The Steamboat Natchez will let you sail with Santa this Saturday. Admission is free if you bring a new unwrapped children's toy with you. Visit the Natchez's website for more information. And looking ahead, enjoy wine and music at the Vino on the Bayou at historic Pitot House. That's next Thursday on Bayou St. John. That is. WYES's own Errol Laborde will be signing the new book, New Orleans, the First 300 Years, at the event. Visit LouisianaLandmarks.org for more information. And next Friday evening, Chris Champagne is doing another evening of political satire. That's at Crescent City Books at 8:30 p.m. and that is on Barone Street, right there, Crescent City Books, right off Canal, $15 admission. Also, to tell you, looking ahead, that there will be a holiday concert next Sunday, December 3rd, at the New Orleans Jazz Museum at 3:30 p.m. Musical guests include Jermaine Basil and Cynthia Liggins-Thomas. Tickets for the concert are only $15 as well. Also that day, the New Orleans Ballet Association's annual production of the Nutcracker Suite. There actually will be two performances at Tulane's Dixon Hall, one at 3 p.m. and the other at 6. Visit NOBA's website to purchase tickets. And FYI, tonight, our repeat airing of our program airs at midnight, so spread the word. Thank you all so very much. Thanks for watching. Good night.